need to realize that there is really no shield. The screen is just there, but the same etiquette, the same way you need to behave if you're talking to somebody else face to face, these are the same things we need to bear in mind when we're online as well.
Hi everyone, welcome to Wisdom for Exploits. I am your host, Bola Amore. Today, our focus is etiquette. Today's subject we focus on our third series, social media etiquette in the digital world. Given the billions of individuals who are online, our behavior on this platform is truly significant. With me today is a wonderful guest. He is a pastor, MC, and a healthcare professional, Pastor Sam Adeyemi, a digital expert prepared to explain social media etiquette in details. Before my guest introduce himself, please do not forget to subscribe to our channel and click the notification bell to be notified whenever we upload new videos. Thank you. Over to you, my guest. Please introduce yourself.
Hello. Thank you very much for having me on your beautiful program. I've seen a number of episodes before now, and they've been very educative. So it's really good to be here to, add some value to what you already have. Okay. My name is Samson Adeyemi. I'm a pastor, so Pastor Samson Adeyemi. I'm a pastor in the Love World Nation, which many know as Christ Embassy. I'm also an author, a published author of 3 books at the moment and still counting. And of course, as you've heard, I have, a great deal of knowledge on social media and many other things. But we will explore some of that as we go along today. But it's good to be here.
Wonderful. That's a good one. Welcome. Thank you for honoring this call.
Thank you.
I'm so grateful. You're welcome. So today focus is social media etiquette in digital world. This is our third series on etiquette. So what are those social media etiquette really means today? And why is it so important to our digital lifestyle?
Well, I think just like normal etiquette, really, it's simply how you expect, to treat people, whether it's face to face. If you were to talk to somebody face to face, right? Social media is a means of communication. It's a means of showcasing what you do as well. So if you were to talk to someone face to face, how you expect it to behave? What's your persona like? What kind of attitude should you have? However, because it's social media and there's a screen between you and somebody else, people tend to throw the etiquette in the bin because they see that screen as a shield. But the truth really is, why social media etiquette is very important is because that shield is really not a screen anymore. So that simply, I'll give an example. So you were angry at what somebody said online at 2 a.m. and then you responded angrily. By the next morning, you could lose your job. So you then ask yourself, is social media etiquette important or not? Absolutely. I mean, if we use the example of Charlie Kirk, when Charlie Kirk passed on and people who had different opinions from him went online and started saying good for him and all of that. I mean, people reported to such accounts, and individuals who had very good jobs lost their jobs in the same week. Wow. You see, because of certain silly comments they made about somebody who had passed on. So you need to realize that there is really no shield. The screen is just there, but the same etiquette, the same way you need to behave if you're talking to somebody else face to face, these are the same things we need to bear in mind when we're online as well. So it's very relevant. Absolutely. Yeah.
Thank you very much. I think that's what a lot of people don't realize, because they believe that, okay, I'm just on the screen, they're not going to pick me up. Even look at the president, the way they talk about him. You know, if you were to be in the White House, would they be able to comment all those things they normally say? So I think that's a very good one. So have you seen viral challenges?
Yeah.
Cancel culture and even AI generated content take over timeline? And how have these trends changed the way we should behave online?
Uh, yeah, social media viral challenges are a big
Mm,
deal. I'll use examples so people can relate with what we're saying a bit more. We saw the ice bucket challenge. I think that was some years ago. I even participated in that. It's not some years ago. It's many years ago. Um,
mm,
I think it's about, if not about at least 10 years now. It
okay.
was a good challenge, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because then it was a challenge to raise money for charity and all of that. So that was good. So those viral videos, those ones that are tied to a purpose, are absolutely good.
Mm,
However, there are other AI generated, things that we see nowadays. For example, I've seen there was a time, in relating to football, there are some accounts online where football managers or football players act like they're saying certain things, maybe some
mm,
not so nice words about another team that this player's never said.
mm,
So if somebody who is not very AI savvy or not very social media savvy, such
mm,
individuals see such videos and says, "Oh, this person said that." The same way they're making leaders of nations, leaders of various industries, look like they said things they never said. All right.
mm,
So these trends are there, and it sort of made people realize, okay, so in a good way, this
mm,
trend of these trends have helped good causes. Okay.
mhm,
Now, but on the other side, on the flip side of things, some of these trends have also made us not know what to really believe anymore. All right.
mm,
This person really say it. Many videos are posted now. You see people asking, is it AI? Is it not AI? So people who don't understand social media, especially the elderly and those that are still very, very young,
mm.
um, they might get quite confused. So these are the balances that we've got to strike, when we are on social media. Yeah.
That's a good one. Thank you for that.
No
So,
worries.
in your view, what core values or principle should guide respectful communication on social media platform?
So we've got to bring it back to face conversations and ask, what core
Mm-hmm.
values should one have when you're having face-to-face conversations?
Mm-hmm.
The same values that you're going to have with me if I'm having a cup of tea with you, if
Mm-hmm.
I'm having dinner with you, if I come for your birthday, is the same values you need to hold when you're online as well. So,
Mm-hmm.
and what you've seen, I mean, it's not very interesting, but I found it quite funny. Someone dragged a celebrity online, somebody who was famous,
Mm-hmm.
and this celebrity found the person,
Mm-hmm.
able to locate where the person lived,
Mm,
and got the person arrested.
mm,
Now, because this person that was talking, all manner of rubbish online,
mhm.
she's I'm untouchable. You don't know where I live. I can say whatever I want to say.
Oh
Things
dear.
that you would not be able to say to this celebrity if they were, you know, if they were seen in person. And of
Mm,
course, she was full of apology. I'm so sorry. I didn't know that. So, what am I saying here? I'm saying that key or core values and principles like being truthful, being
mm,
being honest, being
mm,
humble. These are things that you should still uphold. The information you want to put online, is it true? Because
mm,
there are places where you can check the facts nowadays. Are you
mm,
just saying it to get views? Are you just saying it to get clicks? Or are you
mm,
actually putting truth out there? What you're saying, is it kind? If you play a role reversal, if somebody's said that to you, how would you feel about it? Okay. And then another thing is, you've got to be humble. These are the core principles that anybody who wants to live a successful life should have. So you shouldn't throw those core values and principles away just because we are now online. You see, so if something would sound harsh, if you said it to your friend, if you said it to your family member, then chances are it will sound harsh as well when you say it online. Someone said sticks and stones may break your bones, but words can never hurt you. That's a lie.
mm.
Words are power, and
Yeah.
many times, they resound in the ears of the person that it's said to for
Mm,
many, many years to come. So if you know that this is going to hurt someone, then maybe don't say it. Being
true.
quiet many times is better than saying the wrong thing. So that's my thought in terms of core values and principles, really.
Yeah, that's a good one because sometimes I used to think that must you really comment if you don't even know what to say? Can't you
Absolutely.
just leave your hand and use it for something good?
Yeah.
And when you mention about honesty, there are so many things that people say out there that are not really true. And
Yeah.
I think that people should be honest. Don't just think that because they don't know my house, but I mean, your details are everywhere. That's what I tell people. You think that, okay, I'm not on social media, I'm not this. Google your name, everything is going to come up.
Right there. Yep.
Exactly. Exactly. That's a good one. For the everyday user strolling right now, I know millions of people on social media as we're talking now. So, what are a few practical habits they can adopt to keep their online interaction positive?
Wow. There are lots, but maybe I'll give three just to keep it a bit concise.
Okay.
The first one is just like you said, being quiet. Like on social media, must I be quiet? Even the scriptures tell us, the Bible tells us that a quiet man is considered wise, right? So the man, when he's quiet, he's considered wise until he opens his mouth and then says, "Oh, should have just kept quiet in the first place." So sometimes being quiet helps you a lot, right? So if you really don't, if you truly don't have opinion, or if you don't have an honest opinion, or if you feel like what I might say might be hurtful, maybe it's better you stayed quiet. Then, secondly, if you feel very maybe while you're scrolling on your phone and there are some accounts that make you jealous, or because a lot of people live not very real lives online.
Yeah, true.
And it makes you feel less of yourself, or there are some accounts that trigger anger. I mean, on social media, different people add you. So certain people that added me some time ago post all manner of junk, just junk. And I said, I keep seeing this on my timeline. I don't have time for this rubbish. So I unfollowed. You have the power to unfollow. So first is staying quiet as and when you need to. Secondly is unfollowing accounts that trigger, some kind of rage or jealousy within you. It's better if you don't see it, because if you don't see it, it's not going to stir up anything. And I think thirdly, I would say, when you feel emotional about certain things, try the 10 minutes rule, okay, which is take a pause for 10 minutes. And after 10 minutes, see if you still feel that way. Because many times we feel very angry at the moment. You see, you're telling my mind, and you are hitting your keys and hitting your keys. Nah, maybe wait 10 minutes and come back after 10 minutes. Do I really feel that way? Maybe not. And then that's a test of how you really feel. Okay. If you feel upset about it, find constructive ways to get your points across. Okay. And the key question, when I say constructive ways, ask yourself this question. If your tweets, if your Instagram post, if your Facebook post, whatever, or your Snapchat post was read or was seen in a few weeks from then by somebody else who esteems you quite highly, would you be happy that they saw it? Or would you have regrets? You see, maybe I should add one bonus one as a fourth point. Many times for the comments you want to post, read it out loud to yourself.
Okay.
I know it sounds hard, but read it out loud to yourself, because sometimes in our heads we think we're making sense. But read it out loud to yourself and hear it by yourself. Like, nah, that sounds very stupid. I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't be found saying that. Remember the example I gave earlier? It costs people a job. And nowadays, when you're applying for new jobs as well, there are ways to find you on social media. Sometimes they even tell you provide a social media account, because they don't want something that will put them in trouble, because you've now become representative of that organization. So you go and say all manner of things, whatever, give your opinion about something else, you bring the company into disrepute. So they don't want that. So you've got to look at it. And sometimes even your past messages are dug up. You see, so internet does not forget. So other people say, you may have forgotten what you wrote, you may have forgotten the video you posted or the comment you put in somebody else's account, but the internet does not forget. So bear with that in mind, and hopefully that helps you.
That's a good one. I remember when this gospel artist was getting married, and they went and dig everything about the spouse. They
Wow.
went, and even when she was I mean, she went to a wedding, you understand, and they went, I don't even know of people was like, I was reading some comments say people, African people, and you know what people are saying, Africa, how did you go and dig out? They say, oh, this is the boyfriend of this lady, you understand, and it was his brother. You know, so that's the power of this social media, especially people that really love themselves and they want to get, maybe they want to get a good job or they want to
Yeah.
get to a higher position.
Yeah.
We need
Yeah.
to know. I think it's about, when you were talking, I was just thinking about, it's like even replying an email, that make you feel upset.
Yes.
So I think sometimes when we see something that make us feel upset, you shouldn't just go and comment instantly. I think leave it for a couple of days.
Yeah.
If you have to comment, because that time the anger has really gone down.
Absolutely.
That
Yeah.
is what I've
Right.
learned.
Right.
Yeah, that is what I've learned. Even if it's an email, you receive an email that really triggers something in you, just calm down. Don't reply instantly. Just calm down. Maybe 24 hours, 48 hours, then go back. Because by the time you go back to that thing, you see that you'll be thinking that, oh, thank God I didn't reply the way because that time you were feeling really angry. Wow.
Absolutely.
Okay, some believe social media encourages openness, and connection, while others say it is false conflict. How do you personally see this balance?
Okay. That's an interesting one. I think it's both.
Okay.
And I would say why. And maybe a good comparison would be a hammer. Okay. Sounds weird. A hammer, some would see a hammer as destructive.
Okay.
Some would see a hammer as constructive.
Okay.
So, but it depends on who is swinging the hammer. Okay. So if a furniture maker or carpenter is holding the hammer, is using it to build. Okay. If somebody who is destructive, somebody who wants to break into a house, a thief, is holding a hammer, is using it to break a window or break a windscreen or break a side mirror, whatever is breaking. So the hammer is either constructive or destructive, depending on who is using it. So the same thing with social media. Okay. So in social media, for example, it's helped to bring families together. The family members who've not seen themselves in a long time. They saw their cousin. This person had the same surname as them, and they message the person, "Hi, are you blah 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 blah? Do you know this person?" So, "Oh yes. Oh, that's my dad. Oh, that's my dad too. So we are cousins." And then they reunite. People who've never met themselves before you reunite. Okay, people have met their loved ones online. Getting married. When I say loved ones, I mean relationships have started online, and it's led to beautiful marriages. So those are very positive things. Classmates have united online, people who were primary school mates, and however, in the same way, okay, families have also split online. Yeah, just like you said, somebody dug up something from somebody's past. The husband didn't want to mention anything, what he was up to many years ago, and then somebody dug it up and posted it. And then the wife comes up and says, "Oh, I didn't know that about you. I didn't know you were like that. I didn't know you did that." And then it becomes a problem. And then, or people come on social media and air their dirty laundry. No one asked you, but you want to tell us everything. When you were getting married, when you were doing your business, you didn't involve us. All of a sudden, you want to break up. You're telling us. I'm wondering how's that business? But then again, in that situation, sorry.
That's social media for you.
In that situation, people keep their opinion, and these opinions influence the decisions. I don't want to mention names, but these opinions influence decisions that these couples make. So you see, that's exactly what I said. So it's not a good job in terms of connecting people. People's opinions also have been valid. People have built their confidence online. People have discovered their talents online, speaking, dancing, whatever. They've developed so many great gifts. And the online families have helped to build that. And in the same way, online families have also helped to crush people's confidence. Somebody who says, let me try. So look at this one. What do you think you're doing? Think you can sing, think you can dance, and they give up on their dream. So we've got to strike a balance between the two. So I think it's been both, but it depends on who is using the social media. Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. Thank you. What about people that have all this social anxiety? How can you advise them to manage social media? Because people that have this low esteem, social anxiety, they get intimidated with, like what you mentioned earlier on, that people, they get jealous, because of maybe what God is using you to do, or
Yeah.
what is happening in your life, and they forgot that so many people live a fake life. Even as we're talking, a lot of people still don't believe that people live a fake life. Not everybody, some. So
Yeah.
how can we advise such people, to just do your own thing, because they are going through social anxiety or low self-esteem.
Well, I think it's a similar counsel I'll give somebody who wants to deal with social anxiety face to face too. Because how do you deal with social anxiety amongst friends and family? People are with their family members and they still want to stay secluded. Not everybody is an extrovert. I think it's okay to want to keep to yourself as well. But I would say one key advice is, truth is, not everything you see online is real. Okay. For example, if I wanted to speak Mandarin now, there are apps for it. I'll be here with my same face, my mouth moving in the rhythm, and I will look like I'm speaking the Chinese language. And then you go, oh, this guy can speak Chinese, oh my gosh. And then the next day I'm speaking Spanish. And then the next day I'm standing in front of a Ferrari, and you think, oh, this guy's made it, So you comparing, the Bible tells us, comparing themselves with themselves, they are not right. So the first thing you must do is stop comparing yourself. Understand that you are in a league of your own. Understand that you are running your own race. Okay, you've got your own path, and whatever you see online is not your path. Follow your own path. And I think, secondly, as well, be mindful of the kind of connections that you make. Okay. There are certain individuals that pressure you into being someone you are not. Okay? You know your personality. You know you're not a loud type. You know you don't curse. You know you don't, find yourself, in the wrong kind of environment. But through social media, you're meeting the wrong people. They're trying to lure you into the wrong places. You know what I mean by that. So you've got to, bear all that in mind and be careful of the kind of connections that you make. The Bible tells that we are the light of the world, and you must not forget that. And I always say this. I think I'll leave such individuals with this statement, that you've got to ask yourself, whatever situation you're in, are you the one leading, or are you being led? Are you the one leading, or are you being led? A leader doesn't always have to be a dictator, but you must be the one that others want to be like. So if it always looks like I'm being forced to be something I don't want to be, then maybe that space, that social media space is not for you. Okay? And always seek help. Always seek help. Please don't suffer in silence. If you're being bullied online, report it to somebody who can help you, and somebody who can guide you on how best to make use of social media. So it is a valuable tool for everyone. Everyone should be allowed in social media and should be allowed to be there to enjoy themselves and do what they want to do. But some people need more help than others. So if you do need help, please reach out to someone who can help you as soon as possible. Yeah.
That's a good one. Thank you for that insight. So every platform has its own culture. TikTok, LinkedIn, Instagram, X. How should our etiquette adjust when switching between different online spaces?
Okay, that's an interesting one. I won't tell you a lie. I took my time before I said I was going to join TikTok, because I said it's not for me. I don't know what they are doing there. I have no business there. Because I said I've got to manage what I have properly, right? So I said, okay, I'm on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a professional space. Okay. You cannot post. Someone said, I'm on all the social media. I'm on LinkedIn. I said, what do you do? I'm a dancer. You are posting dance LinkedIn is not the space for it. You see,
Mm.
it's got its own thing. It's a professional kind of feel. People make business connections, investment connections, job connections there. So it's not a place to tell us what you had for breakfast or what you are wearing to your friend's party. It's the wrong space for it. You see,
Mm.
so you've got to know what suits you. Oh, I'm on LinkedIn. Okay, what are you doing on LinkedIn? So TikTok, was there, and I'm like, I'm not really. I don't really want to really be on TikTok. I'm okay with Instagram. I'm posting my videos on Instagram. I'm on YouTube, so I'm good with that. I was on Snapchat, but that was on my younger days.
Mhm.
I used it for certain things that was really good as well, but I realized that it wasn't suiting what I wanted. So you've got to understand the benefits and the advantages of the different social media platforms that exist. Now look at what you bring into the table and find out which of these social media platforms best suits what you do. Okay. Now, nothing is stopping you from being yourself. Okay.
Yeah.
You can be different. You can loosen up. Yes, I'm not saying be on LinkedIn and be uptight. The people who are on LinkedIn and you still find their posts engaging and interesting, but
Mm.
inappropriate. Because people can forgive you when you loosen up, when you make a joke or you do something that's funny. But when you do something that's inappropriate, they don't forget.
Mm.
So you've got to know how to balance that. So in summary, with that one, I would say understand the different uses of the
Okay.
different websites. I mean,
Mm.
different social media platforms. Find out the one that best suits what you have to offer. Okay, if you're a picture person, Instagram is your go-to. Okay, if you're a writing person, short posts, X is your go-to. If you want to post long videos, YouTube is your go-to. If you want to, post engaging content that can reach people that you don't necessarily follow, all right, that can go viral in a split second, then TikTok is your go-to. So that was what made me decide to go on TikTok. I said, okay, TikTok helps me reach more people that I've never met in my life. And that helped. When I turned some of my longer videos into short videos, and people were liking and they're not my followers. So, yeah, so you use things like Instagram, Facebook to build an audience, all right, to have dedicated followers. Okay.
Mm.
And TikTok, you use that to reach more people, especially
Mm.
if you do businesses or you have things that you want to go viral. So find what's best for you and make use of it. All right.
Well done. You eat the nail on the head. Actually, I used to hate TikTok before. And recently I started, and I've met wonderful people on TikTok.
Yeah.
And TikTok has a very good community.
Mhm.
But anyway, we're talking because I know how. Anyway, people like TikTok. Let me just say that, even though I think I'm patronizing them, but
Yeah.
there's good, strong community on TikTok compared to other social media platform. I haven't said that. It's not that we shouldn't be careful as well, isn't it? We can't be posting nonsense, isn't it? I know
Absolutely.
people dance, people dance. I mean, what can you do? The job of the Lord is your strength.
Absolutely.
Okay, we're going to sensitivities.
Hmm.
Debates online can escalate quickly.
Okay.
How can people express strong opinions respectfully without crossing personal or cultural boundaries?
Okay. Strong opinions.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay. Let me give a very specific example. I think the best way to do that is, yes, we're all allowed to communicate our opinions. It's fine, but I think we must do that bearing in mind that we must address the idea or the opinion the person is bringing and not the person directly. So I would say if you want to attack some attack the idea, don't attack the person. Okay?
Mm.
So you can say, I disagree with what you said, or I disagree with your opinion because, and then give your reason. But don't say you must be very stupid. So when you do that, you've left what the person has said. You
Mm.
addressing the person. A full-grown human being cannot be definitely stupid because the person is speaking based on what their thought process is, and
Mm.
they're speaking based on what they understand. So, for example, even if somebody has if it's even a discussion on faith, or what you believe in terms of your faith, your Christianity, and somebody online is telling you Christianity is rubbish. Now, they're saying Christianity is rubbish based on their knowledge or based on the limitation of their knowledge. Okay? If such individuals are exposed to new information, they might see something differently. So sometimes we lose people that we could have won because we to them and not what they said. You see? So we've got to be mindful with that. So, for example, rather than saying you're wrong, you are wrong, we can say, okay, help me understand your perspective. Okay, tell me more or throw more light on what you said. Can you explain this a bit further? Can you give more examples on this? So you're showing interest in what the person is saying, but what you want to do is attack the idea. Is attack what they've said, not the person. Because at the end of the day, we need each other in one shape or form. That's the truth. Because even for the person you want to convert, you need them. You need them to actually listen to you for them to convert it. Okay. And I think another thing is we've got to understand that sometimes as well, when people share their personal traumas with us, they're not looking for opinions. When somebody comes out and they share what they've been through, the ordeal they've been through, maybe somebody talking about how they were sexually abused in the past, that is something they went through. You didn't go through it. You don't know what it's like to go through it. Okay, so to give an opinion and say, "Oh, your own is small," you know what I've been through. To excuse me, you can't with somebody else's experience through it, and you can't try to say what you went through was more serious than this. So, what am I saying here in a nutshell? I'm simply saying address the opinion, address the idea the person is communicating. That's one. And secondly, I'm saying that listen more, especially when someone is sharing their personal experiences or their personal traumas, because you don't know what they've been through. You can never be in their shoes. Just what it is. Yeah.
Wow. Well done. I think that's a good one because I've come across what you just said now, that people don't really address the opinion. It's just they go after, and I think people should learn from this.
Yeah.
Yeah, they should learn from this. So it's about I'm attacking the opinion. I'm not attacking the person.
Absolutely.
Good.
Absolutely.
How should believers,
Yes,
manage their social media handle?
Okay, this is a very good question, and I'm very glad you actually asked it. As a Christian, you are the light of the world. You see, Bible says you're the light of the world, a city set upon a hill that cannot be hidden. And you can't serve two masters. It's just the truth. You can't serve two masters. You've got to decide for yourself. Who are you representing? So your social media handle, yes, you might run a business, you might do, different things, your art, your craft, but people who come to your social media page must be able to tell that you're a believer. They must be able to tell that you're a child of God. I'm not saying everybody should come and say the Bible says every day, because we have different giftings, but with the gifting that God has given you, you must share the gospel with it. It's very important. You must share the gospel with it. You may say, oh, I'm a dancer. Okay, what music are you dancing to? Okay. Oh, I'm a spoken word artist. Okay, what is the content of your spoken word? I'm just a baker. I'm just baking cakes. So I'm a fashion designer. Your communication, what you say when you are talking about what you've done or your art and craft, who gets the credit? Are you thanking yourself all the time or thanking men? Does God get the gratitude? So all I'm saying is we preach the gospel in different ways. We preach the gospel by, announcing the gospel of our Lord Jesus Christ. But I think the part that people ignore many times is that we preach the gospel with our lives. All right? Somebody somewhere is watching you, and you'll be shocked at the number of people who want to be like you. All right? The question is, what picture are you giving them? What do they want to be like? So with the platform God has given you, okay, God won't take it back, because the Bible says the gifts of God are without repentance. So God will not take it back. But the thing is, you may not expand beyond that if you don't use it for the propagation of the gospel. So this is a word to every believer out there, everyone who's a Christian, but who is a child of God. More urgent than ever, let your platform be a platform where the name of Jesus Christ is proclaimed. Don't be shy. Don't hide behind the screen. Let people know that you belong to the Lord Jesus Christ.
Yeah, but some people always say that business apart, social media apart. And that's my first question. Then my second question now is that what about people that look like, that see social media as demon, or they see it as an antichrist? They said, I mean, no, the Bible, is not, the Bible doesn't want us to use AI. I've come across some people that say AI is evil. Yes, I'm not saying, I know some people, they go on AI and use it to do maybe pile up their messages and all that. Yeah, no. We still have to allow God to help us, as I'm talking about preachers now, I don't think that is bad if you can use Google. So I don't think AI is something bad, to search for information. So what do you think about people that see all this AI, all this platform and say, oh, it's demonic, it's not good? As a believer, you need to stay away from it.
It's not, I mean, plainly stating, it's not demonic. Like I said to you, it's what you do with it. Okay? It's what you do with it. Water is good. Water is life, they say. But the same water can also drown somebody. So an excess consumption of water can also contribute adversely to one's health. So we must not forget that, it is God that gives us wisdom. And the wisdom that God has given men, that's what they've used to develop these things. And these things are supposed to help make our lives easier. Same social media that people say is evil, on the same social media, I've had people who have given their lives to Jesus Christ. Because I posted a video and I did a call for salvation, and somebody messaged me and said, I made that altar call. I did the call of salvation. Can you please pray for me? Is it evil then? If it's evil, why is it bringing souls to the kingdom of God? So the truth is, it's not evil, it's how you use it. So I think a lot of Christians need to come on it. But like we said, there's got to be a discipline. So you've got to be disciplined on how you use it. If not, you become like the world. You see, be wise in your own day and know to use it for the Lord. And there you will see that there are loads of benefits in social media, more than you think.
Yeah, there is. Actually, I believe now that the church is beyond the four walls.
Absolutely.
It's beyond the four walls now. So we have to go out there and preach the gospel. Then one other question before we round it up is why is it that some people don't normally respond to their messages when you message them on their social media handle? I mentioned earlier on that, that I love TikTok. When you message people on TikTok, they do respond. No matter, I've seen people that have about 50,000 followers, and just when you message them and they respond. But why is it that some people, even they are not up to 60,000 followers, they don't respond to their messages? We're not talking about comments now. Yeah.
I think that one, it's from individual to individual, I will tell you.
Okay.
And that's because sometimes some people manage their own social media pages themselves, and they get bombarded with a lot of messages as well. And now some messages are people seeking genuine help, and some messages are people who just want to get stuff from them. So sometimes they don't, and some messages are people who are personally attacking what they do, even when people are doing good. I've seen people who do a lot of philanthropic activities, go on the streets and give people things, and people are there telling them rubbish and telling them off and telling them they are showing off. Why are you showing the videos? Just do your good in kindness. But the good that they do, right, is inspiring other people. So that's just by the way, though. But what I'm saying here is, of course, depends on the person. Depends on how busy their schedule is. And some people are not just very great at responding to messages. So it would vary. It would be various reasons. It will be various reasons, but some others clearly also on their social media profile, you will see that they have the official channels they can be reached. So some will put their email there, some will have a website. So for individuals that have a website and they have an email, best thing is to reach them via those places, and they're likely to reply. Yeah, so it's happened with me before. I was trying to reach somebody on behalf of someone. This was a well-known gospel artist. He has loads of followers, and somebody did a painting of him. But the person reached out to me and said, "Oh, can you help me reach him?"
Okay.
I knew that reaching him was not going to be through his social media because he probably would not respond. But I knew his manager.
Okay.
So you see, I was able to reach the manager. Manager said, "Okay, no problem. I would reach him for you." And in a split second, in like that same day, they arranged for the artist to meet him to give him the painting. You see, but I would have gone to social media and said he's not responding, but he doesn't read those messages. All right? So maybe look for the alternative ways to reach them, and they might just respond.
Okay, that's fine, because I've seen a lot of people that said even though they have a lot of followers, 200, 300, 500 like that, and they said majority of people do reach them on their social media handle and they do respond.
Yes, a lot of people respond one-on-one. Yes, they do.
Yeah, I know some people, they go there and just write rubbish, they ask, and some people will be asking for what is not missing. Anyways, thank you for that. That's it. So ethical responsibility. When it comes to influencer and public figures, what responsibility do they have in modeling good digital behavior for their audience?
Okay. I said something to someone one time. And I said, and the person was wondering, what if I go on social media and no one watches it? And I said to the person, I said, it's not about the likes. It's about lives. Okay. So I said, not about likes. It's about lives.
Nice.
So in the same way, individuals who appear to be influencers, I think that in one way or the other, we are all influencers. If somebody clicks on your video and watches it, you have influenced somebody. If you have 5 likes, you have influenced somebody. If you have 500 followers, I think we have to really dip it sometimes and say, you have 1,000 people who have said they want to follow you. Where are you going that they're following you? So you really have to deep in and appreciate it. Now, you have 10,000 followers, 100,000 followers, millions of followers. You cannot say, I'm living my life. It's their business. No, because some people have seen you as a model. Now there is a burden. I call it the burden of leadership that's on you. Now we understand that certain influencers get paid for, promoting some products. And I've seen people promote very stupid products, I would say. People promote things for the sake of money. You come and you advertise some, I don't speak badly about herbal mixtures or something, but you come and advertise a certain medication or a herbal mixture that you have never used. You're telling people, oh, this thing is very good. Or you come and advertise a betting platform or whatever because they're giving you some money. Now, you've got to also bear in mind that if somebody goes ahead and uses that product because you said it was good, okay, something not so fantastic happens to such individual, you've caused it in a way. You've caused it in a way. So we've got to take responsibility as influencers. So if you're an influencer and you're watching this, or you know of an influencer, it's beyond, it's not for the likes. You've got to understand that lives are connected to the decisions you make. Certain people have advertised products, maybe real estate products, that have ended up being scams. And I would say that if you found yourself in those situations, be quick to debunk such news and say, okay, I didn't know it was like this, and then apologize for it, and even go as far as offering support. Okay, so I give these examples to emphasize the fact that yes, influencers on social media do have an ethical responsibility. You've got to be mindful of the information they share. You've got to fact check what you're sharing before you share it. Don't just come because you have a mic and a camera and a ring light. You think everybody, must, hear your opinion. Your opinions are not facts. And I think that's what individuals who also watch them should bear in mind, because indeed it's not about likes, it's about lives. Yeah.
Sure.
That's
But one
my
of the people that like to dance is their own is just to dance, and they don't even care about any other thing, and they have a lot of followers. What about those ones? And they're not selling anything.
dancing is, people do different things with dancing, right? Dancing is a form of exercise. Number one.
Yes.
Let's take it, that's the truth. Dancing is also a form of entertainment. However, as the Bible tells us, we should do everything in decency and in order. So there are also some dances that are sexually provocative. Okay, I want to understand that the internet or the social media is an open platform that even if you say, oh, there are age restrictions on some applications, some children watch these things. I mean, children who pick up their mom's phones. Of course, you might say that's not my business. That's fine. But you've got to remember what I said earlier, that the internet does not forget. You have, so I just want to, some people maybe sell products. I'm selling different products, but I want to dance. So you turn your bum to the camera, and then you do whatever you're doing in front of the camera. Okay? And then you think you're getting likes, you're getting followers, guys are following you. And then when the guys are following you, can then tell them, oh, guys, I'm selling dresses, I'm selling bags, buy for your girlfriends, because you're getting that. Now, 5 months down the line, okay, you want to apply for a job, and then somebody's seeing you shaking. It might put the whoever is researching about you off and say, this is how you are. Like, there is no, you're going to be a brand ambassador. But we are. This is what's it called? It's a corporate organization. You can't pull down that video. It's there. Even if you take it off, some people have saved it on your behalf, and you can post it another day. So, of course, I know people use this thing of, oh, you only live once, so do whatever you like. But I always say you live every day. Okay, you die once. You actually live every day, but you die once. So every single day that we have, we've got to be mindful of what we do. So yeah, dance is okay if it's your craft, if it's what you do professionally, but there are lines to a lot of things. So you've got to find out what, you've got to draw the line at some point. Yeah.
So it's about being mindful of our reputation.
Absolutely. I think,
It might not be job, it could be anything. It could be contract. It could even be that where you never thought you're going to be, like they want to make you a counselor of a council, or, anything.
And at some point, anything.
So it's about reputation. We should be mindful of our reputation, guide our integrity when we're on social media, because we see all those little, because a lot of adults, you see them doing silly things as well, because the little children are doing it and they think you know what, you can do it as well. Wow, that's a good one. With AI innovations, deepfakes, and even the rise of metaverse, how do you see social media etiquettes evolving in the next decade?
Okay. Okay, one of the things that's evolving nowadays, anyway, I don't know if people have noticed, is when you're posting something on, let's say, Instagram is going to ask you if your content was AI generated. They want you to put an AI label on it. Okay. Why is that? They want people to be able to make a distinction between real and AI generated. And I think that that's very important. I think that as time goes on, people will need to be educated more on how to spot what is real and what is not. I think there are going to be more platforms where you can verify. Nowadays, there are such. There are some platforms where if you were to see a video on the internet and you want to check whether that video is AI or real, you can put the video on there or put a link on there, and it will tell you, nah, this is AI generated. It will tell you, no, it's actually a real recording. So there's that already existing now. So I think that in the near future, we might start seeing videos having authenticity badges, maybe, or you might start seeing different, maybe social medias would have to have filters on their pages that tells you this is not factual, this is made up, this is not real. You know, because don't forget, this now can be used to spread unnecessary fear. For example, you can get the prime minister of a country to declare a state of emergency, you know, on social media because you have 10 million followers and then you post it and everybody thinks it's real. So very soon we will need to have those fact checkers. But I think the biggest part in terms of forward thinking is, I think there's going to be an innovation. There's going to be increase in AI education. Nowadays, I mean, even now, I'm on a professional course relating to AI and how we can help it work. Yes, and that's why I have this knowledge on it. So you will find out that as time goes on as well, it's going to become an important part of our school curriculum too. So when everybody has education on AI, how to spot deep fakes, how to know what's genuine, how to know what's authentic, then we can roll out that education to the elderly and, you know, have tools that can help people identify some of these things online too, so they can stay safe online and not fall into some traps. Yeah.
I think that's a good one. Yeah, the forward thinking, repeated that question. Sorry. I'm saying something. Then the forward thinking one, when you mentioned that there is a tag on Instagram now, I think on Facebook, not Facebook, YouTube as well.
Yeah.
YouTube as well. I think they're trying to bound. I'm not too sure. I had it briefly. I'm not really going to news. That they're going to bound anything AI, any account that has AI stuff. But people have started misusing it. They don't want to be real anymore.
Yep.
You know, they don't want to be real anymore. Wow. Okay, so empathy. People sometimes forget there is human behind the scene. Yeah. How can user practice empathy when posting, commenting, or reacting? I know we keep saying this, reacting, you know, feedback, all those stuff.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So let's say a colleague or a friend wants to say something to another person, right? So I would use this as an example. Can you say the same thing if maybe? Okay, let me use in terms of empathy. Yeah. If a man online is body shaming another lady online, so would you be able to say those words you're saying in the presence of another female that's your family member or your wife? That's and then it's basically asking the question, do I know the secret battles that people are facing? Okay. Sometimes I heard somebody made a comment one time and said, oh, your dress looks beautiful, you just have to work on your face. I'm thinking, excuse me? You know? It sounds haha. You put a laughing emoji like I made a joke on what to like your comment, but it's silly. So things that I think that people who are cyber bullies, I think they're cowards. Okay, I think they're the biggest cowards in the world, really. But they think they're hiding behind the screen. But right now, they can be found out because there's such a thing as your IP address. People can trace where you are typing from, trace it to your very location, and you can get into big trouble for it. So always remember that these things I'm saying, can I say it if I was standing right in front of them? Can I say it if I really knew if I really knew what they were really going through? So I think the biggest thing take home for many people is just always assume that everybody's fighting a hidden battle. Okay. I just always think that if I say this one thing to this person, would it make them or would it mar them? And if it leaves, not every scar is physical. So if it leaves an emotional scar on the person, how would you feel? If what you said led to somebody committing suicide, that person's blood is on your head. So we've got to think that far. I know it sounds like you're taking it too seriously, but we've really got to think that far and say, do we have to say this thing or can I just keep quiet? So empathy is quite huge. And I think finally, spin it on yourself. Spend it
Mm.
on yourself. If your child came to you and somebody said the same thing you said to somebody else online, what would you do? Will you tell your child, it's okay, don't worry, be strong? Or would you be really angry? So that's it. So things you cannot take, don't do. And even if you can take it, still don't do it. Not
Mm.
sure. Yeah.
Wow, wow, that's
Right.
another one. Healthy engagement, online disagreements happen, but they
Yeah.
don't.
Yeah.
So what do you have to say to that?
Yeah, online disagreements can happen, but they don't have to destroy your relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you have to agree to disagree. I don't agree with everybody. Back in the day, I used to be very strong with my opinions. But then I asked myself one question. I said, what's more important to you? To maintain the relationship you have with this person or to be right?
Mm.
So I said, do I always want to be right? Yes, I'm right. You are wrong. Or maintain a relationship. Sometimes people have lost very valuable relationships because they always wanted to be right. So understand that some arguments, just leave it. Some matters, it's not worth the relationship that you have. So you let it go. And some many conversations, I step away from it. I've been in conversations physically and online where they don't have any opinion, and I smile. And I said, if I give my opinion, it will destroy many relationships. And I said, there's a right time to speak. Even the Bible tells us there's time to speak and there's time to be quiet in Ecclesiastes. So you've got to bear that in mind also. So, yeah, and I've seen people also do something we call comment wars. It's called
Mm.
public wars. Try to disengage from such. Okay, because nowadays comments also can be, you can screenshot comments. It's not just what you post. So if you don't know they were coming, you've got to be careful. And I think finally on that point as well, is if you have a corporate account, no, let me say business account online, you've got to separate your business account from your personal accounts.
Mm.
Someone is a very successful baker, okay, or successful fashion designer, and they have a personal account. So they saw something that got them angry online, and they went online forgetting that they are logged in with their business account. And then they pour their opinion. You must be very stupid. All manner of things cost them from their mother to their 10th generation. And all of that, they didn't realize that it was a business account. So this person was like, what? So that was it for them. So next thing, screenshot of this person's comments, screenshot of their business, stay away from this person. They're this, they're that, they're that. They couldn't take back what they had said. So understand that the words that you speak, even on social media, they're like breadcrumbs. Breadcrumbs that went thrown on a lake and the dogs come and eat it up. You can't gather it back again. So when you post all manner of rubbish online, just imagine that like breadcrumbs on a lake. You can't get it back again. So when you're using a business account, be very mindful what you post. Same thing with a personal account. So healthy engagements, agree to disagree, but doesn't have to become a war, and it doesn't have to spoil healthy relationships that you've built already.
Wonderful. Thank you. So in general, I know you've said a lot. Wow, that's a wonderful one. In conclusion or general, what advice do you want to give to people out there regarding the way they undo their social media, their social life? Should I undo my social life the way I'm handling my life online, So what general advice have you got for them?
Your social media handle is a reflection of you. It's a full reflection of who you are. So it's not different from you. I've seen people bump into me. I don't have the biggest social media following in the world, but you'd be amazed those that know you. I went to an event one time and someone shouted, "Sam the Great." I'm thinking, what? I didn't expect no one to know me in that environment. And I stopped and the guy came with his phone. "Oh, I follow you online. Can I take a picture?" I'm thinking, me. I took the picture, but I was very mindful. Now that was one person. Then I was somewhere else, same place, not too far from there. And somebody came to me and said, "Are you Sam the Great?" I'm thinking, what is going on today? Now, be more careful then. I said, okay, What if I was posting stupid things? That's what I said. That's the guy that posts stupid things online. That's him. That's him. Identify with me because of my content. I have on Spotify as well. So I have people who have messaged me, who have reached out to me that I've never met in my life, and been impacted by what they saw. So you've got to ask yourself, what story do you want to tell with your life? What footprint do you want to leave on the sands of time? And you've got to decide that with the kind of footprint to leave on social media. Yeah.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, my wonderful guest. To our audience, my guest has said it all. I think, he has really said a lot of things. He has given us a lot of insights. And one key thing I'm going to just say out now is that not every scar is physical. So be mindful of what you say or the way you comment online. Be mindful, put yourself in people's shoe, that if somebody comments something or commented something about me, how will I feel? So when people go out there and go on their social media and do and write things, that is the way they are feeling that time. And if you want to give a comment, take a deep breath. Don't just go there and say you are this, you are that, be mindful. And your reputation matters a lot.
Absolutely.
When we're on social media, let's treat our social media as if we're treating, physical relationship. Not because I'm on social media, they don't know me, because you never know. My guest has said it that, he went somewhere, somebody wants to take a selfie. And that is the attitude we should live, that, I'm representing God. If you're a believer, I'm representing Jesus. I have to be mindful of what I say, because whatever we say, actually, I will say, you say breadcrumb, I will say it's like a egg, because once the egg is on the floor, that's it. You can't put it back in the shell. So let's be mindful of our words. Words are powerful. And that is that from us this wonderful evening. To all our audience, and bye for now. To my wonderful guest, thank you so much.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.
Yeah, thank you. All right. Bye for now.